Hola, bona tarda a tothom. Són aquí les 3 de la tarda a Barcelona i en canvi tenim a Kelly Brouhaha d'Austràlia, que són ara és a les 10 de la nit. Molt bé, ens hem trobat en el Global Music Match, som FlamenGrass i ara li farem unes preguntetes, que és una artista que ens agrada molt, cantautora, que té, diversos discos i, comencem. Hello, Kelly.
Hi, thanks for having me today.
I want to ask you. I listen your CDs. You do a very nice music, and I want to ask you about your influence in music. What the artist or the music that you like?
I guess I grew up on a lot of blues music, female blues specifically, like Bonnie Raitt and Susan Tedeschi and Mavis Staples, and I just loved girls that played guitar really and wanted to be like them. And then when I studied music straight out of high school, I studied jazz and Motown and soul and music like that. So although I'm playing country music now, it's very soul and blues infused, I think. Yeah.
No sé, sigo yo.
So you are really a blues girl. You're a blues girl, right?
Yeah, 100%.
I love your voice and the rhythm with the guitar. It's so nice. And I want to ask you, the last CD, the Unplugged, no sé, why do you decide to only Unplugged, only you with the guitar and some voices?
Yeah, that came about in COVID. We were locked down with the pandemic and I couldn't afford to make a new album. And I started a Patreon page during COVID to keep me songwriting and keep me delivering things to people, because I really struggled through the lockdown. I was quite isolated because I live on the road full time most of the time. So to not be touring was really strange for me. And it was just a project to keep me busy and keep my head above water, really. And it was really fun.
Yeah, that's it.
Because before the lockdown, you've been playing with a band?
I play in a lot. I'm actually a session player by trade. That's what gets me paid, and then I do my art kind of on the side. And so I do play in a lot of bands. I don't play with my own band very often, but Unplugged was just cheaper to sit down in the studio and get it recorded quickly. Like I think we might have spent 2 hours in the studio or something. So it's just a quick thing.
Cool.
And what about the lyrics? Do you like to which themes do you like to write, and how do you inspire? How do you?
Yeah, I guess I write as a therapy, I guess, to get my thoughts down on paper. I journal a lot anyway. As a person, and I guess I write a lot about my family and my travels and the things I'm seeing as I'm touring. I love people watching, and I'm curious about the human condition. So I think I write a lot about that.
And about lyrics, with your big influence, because for example, I think all of us, I compose my music, but more instrumental, not lyrics, and I think it's really difficult because sometimes it's it's really difficult to write something new, I think. And what's your big influence about lyrics?
I guess with lyrics, I love songwriters that tell a story in a way that you can relate. Like I love Brandi Carlile and John Prine and Laurie McKenna. Lots of folk and country singer-songwriters. Just simple stories, really. I think. Nice. I think that's the beauty of being an artist, is it doesn't really matter what the sound is. It's often, people fall in love with the artist for who they are and the stories that they're telling. And I guess I try and write from that perspective,
Yeah, cool. And I think it's important the way you write, because to me, when I'm reading a book, maybe the history is great, but if the book is not well, it depends. But, listening some writers or people making lyrics, the way you write, I think is really important. So that's, I know if you like John Prine, I understand.
From what age do you start to be a songwriter? So
Yeah, well, I started
when
playing
do you
guitar first.
Mhm.
Guitar happened when I was about 10 years old.
Yeah.
And then I went to a musical
10
high
years.
school and did a musical program throughout high school. And then I started studying voice after high school at uni. And then I guess I kind of started writing around then. So maybe 18 or 19.
19.
Yeah.
That's good.
And what about this experience with the global music match? What are you expecting? I know it, no expectation is the best.
Yes.
We are on team.
I actually have no idea.
We are really different.
I'm really looking forward to the collaborations. I'm a musician first, and seeing all these, all these instruments with these bands. Like, I'm from singer-songwriter world where everyone plays guitar, but you guys have banjos and double bass and things like, and fiddle, and then Tunit will have the clarinets and things like that. And I just can't wait to get musically nerdy on these songs and mess around with them a little bit.
Yeah, cool. And what about the scene in? You mentioned that this weekend, because today is it's Monday, and you've been touring this weekend. How about the music scene in Australia? You can play a lot.
Really,
tour.
You can play a lot. Yeah, we play 4 nights a week here generally. Thursday through Sunday, but I travel with music, so we play a different town each night when we're touring. There is a scene in my hometown where we can play small clubs and things pretty much every night of the week, but it's very much a background gig where you're at the back of the bar just playing to the people eating and drinking, whereas when I'm touring, they're kind of more seated listening style shows, and it's a different show altogether.
Yeah.
Well, of course, we love to play in festivals, but it's not possible, especially when it's winter time or fall. So we have to play, all of us, in bars. But for example, in Barcelona right now, it's a big city, and sometimes it's difficult, especially for folk music. It's of course blues and jazz, but I consider myself, because I play banjo, more on the folk scene, and sometimes it's difficult to find gigs. Of course, well paid and with nice people listening. So I'm curious about every scene outside from Spain.
Different scene, yeah.
But here too, it's very different genre to genre. Like I play in the country music world because it does have a listening audience who buy tickets to shows, and they like that listening style. Whereas I've got a lot of friends in sort of blues bands and rock bands, and it's a lot different for them. Their infrastructure around that genre is very different. The festival scene is different. But my hometown, Adelaide in South Australia, we're a big festival city, and during March we have something like 6 or 7 festivals coinciding with each other. And it's everything from rock music to world music to cabaret to comedy to it's really vibrant city 1 month of the year.
Cool.
And you guys would do well at Adelaide. Actually, there's a festival here which is all world music, and I think they'd book you in a second if you wanted to ever come and visit.
Oh yes.
Oh yes. Tomorrow.
Yeah.
We can go now. When Maribel finish the classes, we go with
No. Maybe I don't start the classes. I can go.
Wow. Yeah, and I have seen that you have got tour dates now in September, October, November. So I think it's nice. And do you feel more comfortable in the small gigs with people more close? Yeah, because I think
I'm a real introvert, and I struggle in some of the bands I play much bigger gigs than I do in the festival scene, and that many people around, I really struggle as a human. So I prefer the smaller shows for sure. Yeah.
And for your music, I think it's like to be embraced is so nice.
If you are telling stories, your stories, no, it's nice that the people, you can see the faces. And
do you tour the States?
I would love to. I'm working on that slowly. It's been hard, like with the economy in Australia, we've gone from, we had 2 years where we didn't have very regular work, and now things have come back, but people aren't coming to shows. So everything's still really rocky financially for us as artists. We're not quite getting the numbers in the door we used to. So financially trying to plan to get across to the States for a tour is quite stressful. So it's just I want to do it, but it's, a bit of patience maybe to save the money up and
it's really,
just wait for things to recover, know.
It's really hard, but I think it will be nice. Also, we as a band, we would like to go to the States and play, because especially me as a banjo player, I've been every year I go, but I play, but not officially on tour, and it's a country that it's personally, I think it's one of the best countries for music, for any music, folk music, blues, or wherever. The festivals are great. So I think all of us in the global music match, America is a dream.
Yeah.
So something to say to our
something else to say.
Kelly, if you want to say something for Spain, Barcelona, we would love to have you here.
And to listen to you.
To come over.
Yeah.
The thing I love about your band is your album name is, in English translates to joy. So I don't know much about Spain, but I've met 3 of you, and I think you're wonderful. So I would love to get over there and play some music and add some banjo to my songs. I think that's the next thing I need to do.
Oh, of course, yeah. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I think it's been great to talk with you, exchange things, and I don't know, Maribel, maybe you want to say something in Catalan at the end of the interview.
For the people.
For our audience, our fans.
Okay, Kelly, thank you for the feedback with this interview. I recomano a tothom que l'escolti, la seva pàgina web, Kelly Brouhaha. Allà hi ha els seus temes, els seus CDs, i super recomanable. Adiós a tots.
Goodbye, Kelly.
Thank you, Kelly. Bye.
Bye.